Hello, welcome to Hope Alive Let's Talk series, where we discuss topics that impact family relationships. Today, we're going to talk about marriage. It's about what is causing the breakdown in marriages today. Everyone out there would have an experience of knowing someone whose marriage has broken down. And we want to just touch on it and discuss a little bit of the topics that could have happened for that marriage to break down. It's not an exclusive list, but we just want to try. And also, as we go, we will be giving you tips here and there on how to overcome these things. With me to do it is Kufu Babatunde. Welcome.
Thank you.
And Sam Babatunde, welcome again.
My pleasure. Thank you.
My dear Yinka Marcos, welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, so what is the cause of marriage breakdowns today? We have different reasons. I mean, people will tell us different reasons why their marriages have not worked, and we really have empathy for everyone that's have that experience. It's not an easy thing. Nobody gets married and think of divorce or separation at any, well, in the beginning anyway, until things begin to happen and they say, yeah, the only way out is separation and divorce. We are so sorry for that. We really empathized a lot for what is happening. So if, for instance, we don't mention your reason, it's just because we're putting things in perspective, and your reason also is very valid. So let's get into it. What's the first thing for you on the causes of marriage breakdown?
Well, let's go to the foundation. Because when you know the purpose of a thing, you know, there will be no abuse, right? So a lot of times, people go into marriage without knowing what it is really about, what marriage is about. They just see the glamour, the pomp and pageantry that wedding days present, and everybody's desiring and hoping to get married. So poor preparation for marriage. So they're not prepared. They didn't get counseling before. They just thought that, oh, we'll get there. When we get there, we'll climb the bridge. But there's a lot of skills that can be learned before the marriage will take place. So if people miss it, some people can get away with it. But when people miss that preparation, it can, you know, spell some uninteresting, you know, issues down the road. So I would say poor preparation for marriage. Yeah.
Can I just hang on to that before the marriage thing? And poor or bad examples of marriage. Even before the person gets married, right? If you see poor examples of marriage, then we kind of repeat it. That's before they even get married. Yeah.
All the perceptions about marriage and you see, or you see everybody. Maybe some people, a lot of people in the family is divorced or separated or doing all kinds of things with each other, like beating up each other or whatever else. Abuse of any kind. Yeah.
Or hypocrisy, because some people present very good image outside, but back at home, they are maybe maltreating everybody else and not, you know, honoring their spouses and stuff.
Yeah. So that means we need to, from what you're saying, lack of preparation, we need to really prepare well, like you're saying, you know,
Foundation.
go for good premarital counseling that will really talk
Yeah.
a lot about relationships and how to hang on to it and how to do it well as you evolve even in that relationship.
And in that way, we can then be good role models because we got good preparation. So can be very good models for those coming after.
Absolutely.
And sometimes some people may have good preparation, but because also by perception we've been coached, you don't wash your dirty linen out in the public. So if things are happening, resolve it within. Don't ever go out. Don't let a third party be in your marriage. You know, so they got good preparation because getting preparation does not necessarily mean that there will be success. Because there will be issues that will come up even after the preparation. You got all the lessons, but things are happening and you're not able to handle them, or you're not happy, or you're just feeling that something is still not right. There are people, and that's why we always advise people, you know, after getting that, you know, like good examples, you said, you know, you have good examples of marriage, and if it's a negative example, you can learn through them too. Get the preparation, but also have people that you can talk to. We're not asking you to take your matter to BBC or CNN, but you must have maybe friends of your same age or even younger than your age in marriage, or older, that you can say, I think this ones can be a mentor to us, so they can help us with this little issue. And so we don't, because a sealed mouth is a sealed destiny. You know, we need to speak out. So after the preparation, marriage has started, it doesn't look like what you think it is, and you try to iron it out, it's not working out, speak out a little bit. You might, as well, you might get, help.
Or seek help, right? And help could be go to therapy or something, right?
Yeah, therapy. It could even be friends. It could be. It's. I usually don't want to say parents because they may not be
biased,
objective.
yeah.
They may not. There's some parents that are objective, fine, but if they're not, but not all of them. So that's not where you want to go. Therapists, friends.
So good preparation with continuous mentoring of some sort that you know you can keep
You can survive.
the ball rolling and keep the thing going,
Yeah.
thriving.
It's a very loaded topic. We'll just try and scrape it on the head for tonight
Yeah.
or for this hour. As we are rightly opened up, without purpose, abuse is inevitable. Many of us, unfortunately, did not get the understanding of the right purpose of marriage. Many take it to be like it's a class thing, it's a class stuff. Everybody's getting married. Yeah, I'm going to get married too. But as we have said, poor preparation. And let me give this right up before some people will be thinking that experience is the best teacher. If you're not in it, you don't understand what we're talking about. No. We empathize, as the moderator has said at the beginning, we empathize with anybody who is going through this kind of challenge. But the reason why we are sharing some of these views in the open right now is to help more of those who are coming behind. But guess what? Even for those who are in the pit of that challenge right now, if your faith can be re-established in the foundational holder, original creator of this institution, which is God, by whichever faith you think you are believing in, but we do it by the faith of our faith in Christ. We serve a God who is able to go back into the foundation of your problems, whether individually or collectively as husband and wife, and your extended original families, and correct or reset that foundation and bring you back on top like you never had issues. But you got to be willing and obedient. The problem we have mostly is that people are either half willing or not even willing at all.
That's right.
The one that managed to say I'm willing, they're not ready to be obedient. And if you are not going to be fully on those two platforms, those two pedestals, then you cannot eat of the good of the land of marriage. It's scriptural, it is also practical. You want to go for medicine or for photography or videography in a university to study. If you're not willing to go through the mill, you can't come out with a degree in that. Nobody will give it to you, right? So also it is with this institution. For example, many of our people are not ready to live and to cleave, which is one of the fundamental requirements for you to go into a relationship. They are still more or less like living a cohabiting lifestyle. And just managing on in here. It's not because of the children. It's not because of this. It's not because of that one. By the way, marriage is the ministry of offense. So if you don't want to, if you don't want to be offended, you should not even take a.
So marriage is where you get offended on a
completely,
daily basis.
regularly. What you need to now put yourself
What
up
you
to
do
is how
with the
can I
offense.
handle offenses? How can I make the most of it? The offenses are not necessarily all that bad. They are actually more than often learning points or learning steps for us to move forward. My wife and I came from a background that should have made it difficult for us to survive in marriage. From our cultural background, first in class from your home. You know how they treat number one in your family. It's like you are the king's sister, you are our queen sister, and you are the king's brother. And nobody wants to see you offended. And meanwhile, the two of us are now married and we have to offend each other. So how do we handle? So you got to learn how to come down from your sycamore tree of pride or anger or whatever and just say, I'm going to put my hands upon this plow, walk on it together with my wife. Power of love and unity, I live to cleave and together we're going to get there. There's so much help for you along the road that if you care to show that much interest and you are willing and obedient, I can assure that there's no gamut of list of offenses that you have on the table. They will never equal to the popular statement of irreconcilable differences. I don't think there's anything like that one in this. As far as God is concerned.
Sometimes too, it's because of some unresolved parenting wounding, where somebody comes into marriage, still holding on to those old hurts and pain and sorrow that come with that from their background as they were growing up. So there's a need for healing in that area. A lot of people don't agree with that, but it is the fact that if you don't heal from the past, you carry it on into other relationships, and that is the fact. And it's important for us to recognize that and be willing to say, okay, what are the things that I'm bringing, baggages, so to speak, from my nuclear family that I'm leaving now to cleave to this one that I need to start. And so you bring all that in, and then you don't see any
which
headway.
Is all part of that living and cleaving.
Yes.
We must learn to be able to leave all those baggages behind as much as possible and cleave to a new relationship that is developing. Is it very easy? No. But is it impossible? Absolutely no, it is possible.
It is.
So if we can become willing and obedient, it surely becomes possible to achieve. A judge was recently helping a couple out on some of these local court cases in US between the husband and the wife was so resistant. Excuse me. It boiled down at the end of the 15 minutes or so case, or 25 minutes case, that the woman had an inner hurt that she has not been able to resolve, that has nothing to do with the man. And yet she was waiting for that hurt to be fixed before she can move forward. By the time the judge helped her, the judge was a woman, so she was able to read through where she was coming from, help her to bring that issue up, and then enjoin the husband to just offer help, succor, comfort, till that issue could be fixed. And she even offered her help to be of help to her to fix that issue because she's a woman. So let's seek out help, let's consult, let's identify and accept. They say problems once acknowledged is what? Is 50% solution, but many of us are living in denial.
There's a lot of denial out there, for sure.
You know, talking about that living and cleaving, you leave your family, original family, and then form a new one. So it's like, you know, establishing positive boundaries, you know, between husband and wife, because it's a new enclave and it must be protected. It doesn't mean we're throwing away the families we have come from, but we're saying that our allegiance is first to this new nucleus before our two parents on the two sides. Because if we don't do that, then we'll have a problem. We had a problem at the beginning of our marriage because marriage is not a competition. It's not a competition between me and my husband and myself. Thinking that, where I come from is better. We should lean towards that. And he thinks that where he comes from is better. We should lean towards that. No, that's not the problem. The problem is leave those aside. You can only have them as consultations. They're not the number one again. So that's the meaning of living. So a lot of lack of understanding of that living and cleaving, or a misunderstanding of it, or a misinformation. Because we have all the old wife fables. When we're talking about our culture now, what we are coming from, that people live on. It's like, because you never know what's going to happen, so don't forget where you come. Well, we can't forget. You can't throw away where you come from. But they can't play the priority again in this new nucleus that has been formed. So those are the things that can affect marriage. When we're leaning on to where we're coming from, you've left the place. You now have a new one, so you have to move forward. You have to move this train forward. The other trains, you have alighted from those trains.
Right.
You're boarding a new train. So,
So yeah, I mean, part of living, when we want to really do it in very practical ways, is that resolving all the unresolved issues with your own parents. Because you can come into your marriage and say, I don't talk to my parents, or myself and my mom, we're not
the same page.
We're not in good terms.
We're not talking. You don't know how it's affecting this relationship that you're in right now. So part of living is resolving those so that you can become the parents that you really want to become. And because if you don't, then you will be putting pressure on your spouse. You'll be asking unrealistic demands and expectations, and all that will be happening because those things were not met for you growing up with your parents. So yeah, the living cleaving has a lot to do with that, and to be able to recognize that this is a family. I am a parent now. I had parents, or I have parents, and what is the correlation between what is happening now with me and my parenting and what happened in the past with my parents?
I think living and cleaving also goes beyond interpersonal. It also I think it also goes in the sense that if I'm a married man now, I have to live being a bachelor. And if I'm a married woman now, I have to live being a spinster. I can't be married and be jumping around, going to parties all weekends with my friends or something like that. I have to be responsible to the relationship. The new relationship now.
Another block of concern is unrealistic expectations, which is also born out of what we said earlier, misconceptions. A husband is the man that's supposed to be the only one that should provide for the family. Where is he written? We are just misinterpreting scriptures. For those who are referencing scriptures, man there is used in a generic form, especially when you're not talking about cross-culture, traveling across the whole world. Some of us came from the village where the men go to farm in the morning, they don't come back in the evening. So you see them as the only one going to work. And when they bring back the yams and the cassava and everything in the evening, you see yourself as the woman in the house. The only job for you is to cook it, and then we all eat. But come to Rome. They say if you're in Rome, you do what? You like the romance now. So you want to come here right now. There's no helper to take care of any child or the home. Both of you are going out to work from early in the morning, coming back at about the same time in the evening, not even your wife coming back later. And then you want to go and cross legs in the sitting room or the lounge or the parlor, as we say in this world, and to be watching whatever TV or games. No, it's not going to happen. We need to just shift. The only thing that is constant in life is change. Let's adapt.
Yeah. What about communication? Is one big part of causes of marriage breakdown.
I find that one, I'm sorry to be the first one to speak on that, I find that one very difficult to understand. But at the same time, I do sympathize with those who are locked into that communication challenge. It's not often that some of them don't even want to talk. It's a case of the language, the mannerism, the expressions are landing in the wrong sides. You know, they say a diplomat is the one that can tell you to go to hell in a way that you actually be looking forward to the journey. But if an armed robber shows up in your house and say, your money or your life, you know that's a different language. Yeah. You have to choose quickly, right? But instead of you to now learn how to talk in love, to register your concerns, you are now acting like the armed robber, your money or your life, you either bow down and for me or this marriage is over. This
my way or the highway.
Exactly. Those ones do not help. So you didn't meet each other using sign language or muting or texting only. With due apologies to those who are either dumb or deaf, I'm not talking about that one right now. But God gave you room to be able to talk to each other. You met, you chatted, you talked. Even if it's distant relationship, you are talking. Yeah. And when you met, you go iron some things out before you go ahead and say, I do. Peradventure, maybe the only important thing I would say on this is that a failed relationship, courting or courtship or whatever, is better than a failed marriage. So even if you meet each other within too short a time to validate who you are on both sides, fail that relationship, kill it, fail it, than to say I do, and then you're not looking for how to feel it after saying I do, because the covenant is now involved. And that covenant, no one can easily break it. It's easier said than done. So we'll counsel that, please, especially those of us who are operating on a distant relationship, no matter the what, when you come face to face, sit down, count the cost. They say nobody wants to build a house and not sit down first and count the cost, whether he has enough to fulfill it. So check each other out to the limit of what is possible before signing I do. And recommit that once we sign this I do, there's no going backwards. So let's be clear with each other. I'm saying it with every sense of responsibility that it's not that easy, but it can be made easy if you make enough or wider consultations.
Yeah, I think in marriage, two heads are really better than one. Absolutely. If one person comes in and think I'm always right, that's from his own background. The other person may enlighten them in some other ways. So to be open to the fact that I can learn from my spouse, even though I think I know how to do some things, that she may be better than me in knowing new ways to do it, right? And it's part of being humble. And also, the communication bit also means that you shouldn't make assumption that that the person who you are talking to is coming from your own level, because sometimes I may not know what you're talking about. I may not know there's a new thing out there, and if you don't go to the bottom to tell me, there's a new thing out there, I would just be lost in the discussion.
That's right. Yeah. What about suffering in silence?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. We said it earlier on. I don't think we're being fair on ourselves if we suffer in silence. It's not necessary. If you're silent about the thing, everything, there's an adage where I come from, you're silent about the thing, everything will be silent with you, right? So if it's something's paining us, something is hurting us, something is not looking right, for goodness sake, speak out, cry out for help. So you can't quickly, because
don't wait until
it's over. The problem with when you have waited for long is that you don't see the end of the tunnel anymore. In fact, the tunnel is completely
By the time, yeah.
Yes, and it's not that it's not redeemable. Because if you go back and you take it step by step, you can walk yourself into success again or victory. So suffering in silence in marriage is not acceptable at all. It's not going to help anybody. There must be somebody if you don't have anybody to talk to you in your life, then there's a problem. There must be people. The reason why we're married today is because we have people to talk to. And were we always getting the right people all the time? Maybe not.
Yeah.
But once I talk to somebody and it looks as if it's not helping me, it's not a problem. I just close it.
Else, yeah.
I look for somebody else. So that you've tried it before, it failed you, that's not the end of the road. Try somebody else. Somebody will help. And it's unfortunate, a lot of things, reasons why people suffer in silence. I don't want the dirty linen, washed outside. I remember something happened to me years before in our early marriage, and I didn't want to tell anybody. And it was hurting me, and I couldn't sleep, and I was weeping. In fact, the day I spoke it out, I thank God for that person, and he gave me a very good counsel. Because I got there, and for something little, I just burst into tears. And it was only, I know this is more than what is happening, So there was a root, to my weeping and all that.
Right.
And he probed a little bit further. And I said, I don't want to talk about it. It's a case of disappointment. He said, the whole life is about disappointments. It's not the end of the world. But I thank God that I didn't suffer in silence that day, that I spoke out what my problem was. And he gave me a solution that has helped my life ever since.
Yeah.
If I didn't speak, can you imagine what would have happened? I don't know where this marriage would have been. So, yeah.
I am thankful too for people in my life too who have been there that I've talked to. I remember one of them would tell me, just keep loving. Just keep loving. And I carry that all the time. Like, just keep loving is something that I've just allowed to penetrate through my heart. Because some things will happen that it's not like I'm saying, oh, I'm leaving the marriage, but it's so difficult to move forward, right?
Yeah.
And so after he has counseled me, he say, just keep loving, keep loving. And I think that really helped a lot.
Yeah.
And love is not just something that happens. It's something you do intentionally. And like one of the definitions of love that I like is love is demonstration. It's a demonstration.
It's an act.
Yeah.
It's an act. And so when you are doing something, you are asking yourself, does that equal to love? Is that a love thing that I'm doing? And so, so we need to have people like that. If somebody is telling you, oh, yeah, no, that's wrong of him, that's terrible of him, you may want to shift a little bit to someone who will tell you your part, where you are faulty, and tell you where he is or she is, and then you can make a decision and judgment on that.
Yes.
Talking
marriage
about
is a
love.
compromised world. You need to live for compromises. It cannot be my way or me, and myself only. It's a land of compromise.
Yeah. Talking about love, the counsel I got was that go win his love back. And we both have to do that. He also should go win her love back.
Yeah.
And I said, wow, this is hard.
That's
it's hard. It's not easy, but intentionally winning the love back so that you don't let any one of the spouses, don't let your spouse go.
Yeah.
Win the love back. Stoop to conquer sometimes. Yeah.
There are many other topics we can discuss, like the financial infidelity, unresolved conflicts, unwilling to see shared humanity in each other. Those are all other examples of why marriages are breaking down. If you are going through it right now, allow yourself to be mentored. Allow yourself to avail yourself in good counseling or professional counseling for that matter, and let your heart be open again to loving. Whether you're a male or a female or you're a husband or the wife, it's important to let your heart love again. We have a lot that we could discuss, but we know that you all also have questions that you may want to ask and comments that you may want to give to us or to our viewers. And we welcome your comments and your questions, and we can pick it up at a time later on, and we're going to do that. So please drop your comments and your questions. And on that note, we say thank you for watching and have a good one. Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye.